What is up, everybody? George, the 80s Transformer fan here. Thank you for joining me for another Constructicon countdown to Titan class Devastator review. And next up is the Constructicon Behemoth Long Haul. I'm going to take him out of the box for the very first time. And in taking him out of the box, I found his collector's card in there with him. Move the box to the side. This is the Decepticon supplier. He is an earth mover. And this guy knows the importance of his job, and he knows he shouldn't complain about it, even though he does it anyway. He'd rather be on the front lines fighting shoulder to shoulder with his fellow Decepticons and giving the Autobots all they can stand, but he knows he needs to bring supplies to the battlefield for the other Decepticons to win the war, which is his job. And he looks amazing. He is massive compared to the other guys. Oh, I really love it. Let me stop and take a look at the collector card since I brought it up. This is the collector's card. It's just the image that's on the box, and it's not really spectacular. It's not really glossy. It's a flat finish, and on the back it just says Generations, and so it's not much to that thing. But this thing is massive, and I'm going to go ahead and get a comparison out of here already. This is War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, and this is how he compares to this guy. Man, he is huge. The back tire is not rolling too well. I hear something scraping straight out of the box. As you can see, the back tire is not turning. It turns a little bit and stops, turns a little bit and stops. You hear it? So maybe I can figure out what that is and keep it from scraping, which is kind of sucks that he doesn't have clearance. This thing is massive. It's pretty sweet all by itself. Yeah, it can clearly roll, but it's just not doing it. Well, this one is stiff, so maybe that's what it is. This one rolls freely, and this one is stiff. Freely, stiff. Anyway, this massive Decepticon supplier is pretty sweet. Here's the front of the truck. He has some headlights painted and sculpted in there, which is incredible. The Decepticon logo. The grill is painted. This looks like black plastic. Over here is painted. You can see the little cab with the windows in there painted purple. You can see the smokestack covered up and killing the guy in the cab. And on the side you can see his hands tucked away, which is pretty much the only flaw until you turn it over. The back of the truck, you can see separation of the legs. And if you do turn them over, you can see Devastator's waist just hanging out, which is kind of a dead giveaway that he's a combiner. But he looks great. There's a lot of molded in detail on the side here and on here. The little door here. He really looks amazing. They should have sculpted some stairs in here to kind of cover up the fact that his hands and they purple just standing out. But this thing looks amazing. It's almost worth the money by itself. We'll just get there. Oh, if you push down on the tire roll, but you can still hear it dragging underneath. So to get Long Haul transformed. Alright, as massive as he is, I've seen this guy transform before, and he's an easy guy. His arms pretty much stay where they're at. You pull them out, if I'm doing the steps correctly. I don't know if you lift up on these, but you unhinge the back portion, separate his legs. Well, I guess you don't have to separate his legs, rotate his legs. Then unhinge his feet. Down here, that's his feet. Then you take this portion, lift it up, dig his head out, snap it into place, bring the hood of the truck down over his chest, and we're done. We are done. That is it for this little thick stumpy guy. And his hinges are super tight. I guess they need to be because he's the lower torso to Devastator that connects the legs. So here is Long Haul all transformed. And they made him a little beefy, stocky guy, which is absolutely perfect. I absolutely love it. There's only one thing I wish they could have done differently. I'll get to that in 1 second once we take a complete look at him in his robot mode. Turn him around. He has the bed of the earth mover on his back with some hollowing in there. It's not that great from the back, but he still looks good. Turn him, okay, and I'm going to bring him closer. He has the silver head which is very nice. And one of the things I don't like, his head bumps up against this hinge back here and it has him just looking down. It seems like the head would be able to articulate forward and not be stuck up on this little hinge. You see that? Man, that kind of sucks. But his head will 360, and then it's dipping down and coming unhinged as I turn it because of that. And you just pop it back up, and he's not looking up, down. He has a little bit side to side, but why they did that, I don't know. That sucks right there. And I hope I'm doing it wrong, and I hope somebody can tell me it does accordion forward or something, but it is not. So coming to his arms, he has a hinge in here. I don't think it really locks, it just sits there friction on the friction joint. Anyway, his arm will 360, and at the elbow, well, you can move it in and out this, and I can see that getting soft over time. And at the elbow or forearm, it can come in and out, and that's all you get. And down to the fist. The fist is kind of disappointing too, because not only is it hollowed out and it looks kind of crappy, it's just not a complete fist. And from what I understand, it doesn't do anything in any mode. It just hangs out in a robot, in a vehicle mode that you just saw. So they could have put a better fist in there, and then they could have even made it tuck away because it's hollowed out right here. So they just kind of cheaped out on that. You can actually see through one hole into another hole in his fist. That sucks. And coming down to his waist, I'm pretty sure he has waist articulation because he is the waist of Devastator. Sounds like a pretty decent ratchet. And coming down to his hips and legs, very strong. You get him completely out into the splits, which is cool. And it is very, very strong. And coming to the front, you get a little stumpy leg out to the front this far. You move this flap and get it to the back this far, which is very, very cool. Didn't expect that from the big guy. Coming down to his knee, he has a knee swivel, which he better have because he turns into Devastator. You can turn it all the way around. Coming to his foot, and I guess you got a little bit of a rocker, but I don't think it'll help in a wide stance. Let's see. Yep, it does. My bad. Thought it was supposed to rock the other way. And you can get him in a wide stance, which is really cool for this big beefy guy. And far as his paint goes, that's why I should have did paint first. I think the head is painted silver. I don't think it's silver. And he has a red painted visor in there. Oh, yeah, I don't think that's silver plastic. I think that's paint. He has the window painted purple from the other mode. Has some black plastic in there. The smokestack is black plastic. There's black plastic right there, and there's purple plastic in around his neck. And this is the truck grill. We went over that. Coming down to his waist, he has some silver legs, some silver paint right here, red paint in there. And that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot of paint apps. And then the Devastator waist paint apps there. That's a complete look at the back of Long Haul. Yeah, he's supposed to be a Voyager class guy. He seems huge, at least the width anyway. Oh, and what I want to complain about a little bit is they could have had it where his legs slot out, like just come down to make him a little bit taller. And then I know somebody's probably like, then he wouldn't be Voyager class, but I think he needed that because he's so huge. And I kind of like it. I get it. He's supposed to be like a chunky guy, maybe an overweight guy, if there's such thing as a robot being overweight, which is kind of cool. You know, they're living machines, and I guess they can consume too much fuel like any other creature and become overweight. So I think that is sweet if that is the case. So I want to get him out next to another beefy guy. This is leader class Rodimus Prime from Power of the Primes, and I always thought this guy was beefy too and wide. But yeah, he could fit right in there. I mean, I know he's not as tall, but all this plastic and all this girth to him, I think he equals up to a leader class figure. And he might be, and someone's probably like, he is, you dope. But yeah, I don't know. The box says Voyage 6 Voyager class figure. So, and move him to the side. Get out Voyager class Megatron, see how he scales next to him. In this mode, Megatron, I'm not taking no more of your shit. And get this guy out of here, bringing his fellow Constructicons that I have previously reviewed. And I thought Mixmaster was real tall. I did his review. And let me see. Yeah, he's taller than Mixmaster, even with this little thing on top of his head. Scavenger out here. I mean, Mixmaster back. Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Your Bone Crusher out here. Still having trouble with his waist. And these are the 5 Constructicons that I have reviewed so far. And wait. Get his G1 self out here. Into the mix. Get it into the mix. And construct a perfect picture for you guys. Get it. Construct. Alright, I'm done. So let me scoot these guys to the side. And check out him and his G1 incarnation and see where they differ. And I expect them to differ quite a bit because of the engineering change, where they went with better combiner mode type thing. But anyway, there's his head. The cartoon chose to make it gray because it really lacked luster, but he has the visor, the little mouthpiece like Optimus Prime, and a little rounded head that turns into like the little square peg. I'm glad they dropped a little square behind his head over here. And again, his chest is the grill to the truck on both sides. He has the smokestacks and the canopy on the sides of his head. They kept that. He has the wheels on his arms. They kept that. And the little stubby arms. They kept that. Coming down to his waist, they didn't try to recreate this sticker. It's different. I guess the one in the center, they so did it, but it's not as faithful as the other figures. And he completely lost these things down here on his legs. And his feet are completely changed. He's wearing the thing on his back instead of it being his feet. And that's pretty much it. And this guy has double tires in the back. No double tires in the back right here. So this is long haul Voyager class Combiner Wars Constructicon. And I think he's my favorite. He's beautiful. His little bulkiness. It is awesome. I think him then Scrapper is my favorite out of these guys. And we can see where Hook ranks in next. I'm going to do Hook next. So this has been George, the 80s Transformer fan. And you've just watched a review where every toy has this story. Yeah, look at this guy. Just run. You can just see him just tackling Autobots. Take him out.
Autobots, transform!